The most commonly asked question is, how do you guys travel so much?
Yeah, we get that pretty constantly now, actually, that we started YouTubing and started putting it up online. How do you guys do it? How do you afford it? How do you...
Did you win the lottery?
Yeah, that seems to be the number
I
one thing
didn't.
people say. We both didn't.
Not wealthy at all.
No, the answer is a little bit, well, boring, really. We've been working for a long time. We've been saving and we've been responsible with our money.
So I haven't been that responsible with my money like him. But what I do is I wait for the flight specials. I always get cheapest flights. Like when we went to Japan, it was $750 return each.
Yeah, it was a good deal.
So we always get the flight specials, and of course it's economy. It's always the sale.
Yep.
On top of that, we tend to do, when it's that price, we can do pay in full.
It helps if you can pay it off. And also, speaking of paying it off, we book quite an amount of time in advance too. So we sort of have a loose idea when we want to go, where we want to go, and then we lock in some dates, maybe 6 to 12 months from that date. So that helps a lot because, as you may know, the closer you get to departure, the more expensive the ticket is. So
certainly with international flights, the domestic flights or, shorter flights, we can do a little bit more last minute. And then in terms of accommodation, I am always booking and paying the accommodation from a year in advance. So I will usually do, say, Airbnb, because then you can book it and pay for it, and you can still cancel it up to the day of it or the day before usually.
that's right.
And then so at least that money is put away, at least it's paid for, and I've got somewhere to stay. Even if later on I need to change plans, I still can. But it means that when we're there, the flight's paid in advance, the accommodation's paid in advance, and there's a lot less stress.
Yeah, so essentially what we're saying is plan ahead and have a goal. And also probably the biggest asterisk next to all of this is that we don't have any kids. So that is rightly or wrongly, however you think.
Yeah.
We don't have kids and it's our life. But we obviously have friends that do have kids, and we know not just financial, but emotional. There's a lot more that goes into being young adults with kids, and we don't. So we decided.
Well, then, because then people have to travel in school holidays and peak seasons, it's always so much more expensive. Even people who work as teachers, they have to only travel in peak season, and that costs so much more. We never travel in peak season.
And it's simple maths. The more people you have in your family, the more tickets you need, and the bigger accommodation and all those things. So the prices do tend to jump. So it's just Danny and I, and that's the way we like it.
And that's really all we spend our money on as well. We don't...
That's right.
You will have noticed by now if you've been watching our channel, I'm always in my yoga clothes, which is what I work in.
Yeah.
So
I'm in a tracksuit. So we live pretty modestly. We don't really covet material possessions.
I don't have the handbags, I don't have the shoes, nothing like that. And even makeup, I went a whole 2 years no makeup. I very rarely wear it.
So we live modestly. Obviously, I invest in equipment, and being a videographer, I have good equipment. But besides that, and besides Danny's training, things that she needs for her training and her work, we don't really spend money on anything but travel. So
somebody told me just today that they spent $4,000 servicing their car. And that was the entire cost of our whole Japan trip, traveling for months.
That's right.
So,
so it's priorities, really. So we're not saying it's a bad thing.
I'm gonna sell my car instead.
Yeah, we're not saying it's a bad thing, and you can, it's your money, you work for it, and you can spend it however you wish. This is how we spend it, and we're not justifying anything. We just thought we'd just give it some transparency, because naturally, as humans, we do get curious. If you see people traveling around a lot doing something, you think, how are they doing it? So we thought, why not make a video?
Also, when you book in advance with accommodation, it tends to be a little bit cheaper. So in every way that we can make it more affordable, we do make it more affordable. Sometimes we stay in more luxury places. If it's a more chaotic location, we need the respite. But we've also slept on the floor before as well.
We have.
True story.
But that just shows we're versatile when we come to traveling too. So we're not high maintenance. We don't need the best all the time, or even to be that comfortable, to be honest. As long as we're having fun and we're safe, then we're happy to experience everything, rough it a little bit if you want to call it that. But we do like some luxury here and there. But again, we're not wealthy people, we're not millionaires, so we just tend to just sort of travel and figure it out as we go, hence our name.
It's just the only thing we spend our money on. Also, Shub, because he does videography and editing, he's still working while he's away.
That's important to note, that I still have an income. Probably not as much as I could make if I stay put, but there's no fun in that.
And with me, I work with people one-on-one with the yoga and fitness, and obviously massage. But while I'm traveling, I still do a lot of one-on-one online ones. So I'll be training someone online, like via Facebook,
Yep.
video call. People who I already know and have, trained with for a long time, so I know their bodies, what they need, and so I'll still work a little bit, but I'm going to be transferring more. And the places we go often are the more affordable places too, like Vietnam.
I guess to sum it up is, we don't have any handouts. No one's helping us. We're not borrowing money. There's no credit cards involved. We just worked for a long time. We know what we want and we're on the same page, which is very important.
We're old now. We're not 20. We're
mid-30s. I'm not going to tell you exactly, but
we're not kids. So we have been working for a very long time.
Yeah, and we're both very fortunate to meet each other and we're on the same direction in life. So we always talk about not only finding someone you're compatible with, but also wanting to do the future together in the same path and especially traveling. Traveling can be very hard if one person's sort of half in it.
Like if I only liked beaches and you only liked nice hotels like in the city centres or something, that is a problem. Or if I would only fly business class, things like that can create problems even if two people are travelers. But we're just very grateful to travel, full stop, in any way we can.
That's right. So we just welcome experiences as they come. So we don't need fine things. We just need to be able to see the world because the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just a little update video. Stay tuned for our next vlog adventure. I'm not even sure where we're going to be, what we're doing. Because
everywhere.
We're everywhere. That's the plan. Ultimately, we want to see as many countries as we can before we cark it.
So that's how we do it, more or less. That's all of the details. If there is something that we haven't covered, if you have any more questions, just write in a comment below and we will definitely address it later.
Yeah, because we understand. Like I said, we're just average people really just doing what we want to do. So we understand that money is a big thing for people that wanting to travel, and there seems to be the number one restriction. Oh, I'd love to do that, but I can't afford it. So we thought we'll just shed some light. And unfortunately, the answer was the long, hard road. But it doesn't have to be.
Working online helps.
That's right.
And the Australian dollar helps because it actually costs more sometimes to be in Australia than to be elsewhere.
But also, just quickly, one last point, like Danny said, if you prioritize, if you really want to travel, if you really want to see the world, if you really want to do something, you can make it happen. I know that's a cliche, but when it comes to financials and how you manage your money, people spend money on just random things without even acknowledging what they're spending on.
And if you're spending all your money on school uniforms and, sports and things like that, then that's like a different, every way of life has its pros and cons. So, then you get the benefits, of course, having a family as well.
Yeah.
It really just depends what's important to you.
Yeah, we're not saying you have to travel. If you don't want to travel, you don't want to travel. But in terms of, spending your days the way you want to spend it, then I guess some pre-planning would go a long way. So that's what we
definitely think more people should be enjoying their life more. I like to see people happy. Seeing so many people unhappy, day to day, wherever you are, is no fun. I want to see you happy. I want to see everyone happy.
That's right.
And life goes quickly. And I really value and appreciate life. So we're not getting any younger, so we want to enjoy our life, and we hope you do too.
That's right. So stay tuned for the next offering, whatever it may be, and we'll see you somewhere out in the big world of ours.